first Twins Talk with Senor Smoke of the second half, brought to you by Gordie's BP Auto Repair and Towing 7 days a week on Huff Street in Winona. I'm Landon Evanson, and today we'll be talking with Juan to discuss his experiences at last week's All-Star Game, the motivation of playing the spoiler role as a player, and whether we'll see Alex Meyer at the big league level prior to September 1st. Before we get into the Q&A, however, remember to listen in for the Berenguer Word of the Week for your chance at a set of 4 tickets behind home plate for the Twins and Royals on Sunday, August 17th at 1:10. Simply email the Berenguer Word of the Week to Senor Smoke at HBCI to be entered into the drawing that could put you at Target Field, courtesy of the fine folks at Fox Sports North. But in order to get the word, you have to hear the interview, which brings us to Juan. How are you today, my friend?
Hey, good. And I'm glad that all the event is over and the Twin is playing against, and then see what happened in July and August and September, see they going to qualify to go in the wild card or what it is. And I'm looking forward, and I hope he continue to play good baseball and I'm finished strong. And only can do is wait and see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting second half. There's no question about that. Before we get into those questions, though, you got to give me a story from the All-Star experience. What did you enjoy most? The home run derby, the game itself? Was there something else? What's a good story you had here from your experiences at the All-Star game last week?
Well, it's really nice to see it. They use me a lot. I spend time with Carl Rinkins and in Thursday and in Greenfield. It's kind of a really nice experience. And the home run derbies and the kid from Minnesota, he started really good, but it kind of got a week after that. And the same is the guy from Toronto. He hit a lot, about 9 home runs, and after that, he's nothing. But the guy who hit a 1 home run, he going to the final.
Right.
It's like an offense to me, that one. But it's kind of fun, and I look and talk to Mono and said congratulations. He's back to the city, and I think he put a lot of pressure to himself. Mm-hmm. And he don't hit it too many balls out of the field, and that's how they go, and it's only you can do is enjoy it, and with the rest of the other guys, and go to the game final, the All-Star games.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of the All-Star game, Major League Baseball, the Twins organization, Twins fans were all fantastic in the way they honored Derek Jeter before and during the Midsummer Classic. But do you feel they missed the boat by not taking a moment to honor the recently passed Hall of Famer Tony Gwynn for the game?
Yeah, it's kind of everybody shadow that, and I know Jeter is still there, and they should do something for Tony Wings and give something to the family, invited to, because he's one of the big guys, and I know he's been the All-Star again for a long time. Mm-hmm. I used to like it. They should do something for him, and the same for Jeter, because Jeter deserves it, because he's been playing long time, and he still played.
Right.
And I think it is with the double in the right field line, and it's great. And like I said before to you, I hope we get a hit, but he hit a double, and that's kind of great thing. But like you said, they should do something for wins, and then the rest of the guys. And that's kind of a little sad for a lot of guys how I talk, and I play golf, and that's on Wednesday with all these guys, Winfield and Tony Oliva, and all these big started, and they mentioned that too, and especially Clark for the Major League Baseball is in there, mm-hmm. and Thompson, and they talking about that, and that's kind of slap, and they never forgot it.
Mm-hmm. The Twins have a chance to play spoiler when the Indians and White Sox come to town this week. As a player, how much would the Twins like to throw a wrench into second-place Cleveland's plans, as well as put the rival White Sox in the Central Cellar?
Well, if Cleveland is finishing strong and play good baseball, and they beat Detroit a couple times, mm-hmm. and they have the number of Belander, and Chicago is started play good baseball, and the thing is started to think about it, what do they take it to get advantage when you play at home, because they lose a lot of games at home, and that's when you started to think about it, is why they not can win at home, because when you go on the road, and you have to win in the home, mm-hmm. when you go on the road, you expect to be 50-50, and that's kind of the thing you have to looking for, and I hope so my boy Gibson, he can get him back in track, and pick some good games, and get a strong score for him, because every game he pitches really close games.
And that's your Berenguer Word of the Week spoiler. Email spoiler to seniorsmoke@hbci.com to have your name thrown into the fray for a shot at the tickets to the Twins Royals on August 17th at Target Field. You talked about it a little bit here. Get in the second half, play some good baseball, start playing better at home, play 500 on the road, get yourself in a chance for a playoff spot. The Twins are only ahead of Houston and Texas for the American League wildcard standings. So really, I think the question is, do you think the Twins can make that push and really be a viable team and a wild card contender, or do you think they should really start looking at the idea of maybe trading Josh Willingham and Krenzius Morales and seeing what they can get to help for next year and beyond?
Well, I look into myself, and they have a couple of young players in there. They can, because Monahan, been hit the ball so lately, they not been doing too much things. I think they can go looking for trade in and then see what they can get and read him back. But they need to trade in and get it something they can play right away and not be in the future for 4 or 5 years. Because that happened, and the thing is, everything is do it is trade for young kids that you never know if they go be, he can be good right now, but in a couple of years he go be in slapping and go not good enough. And I think the Twins need to trade him as he can give somebody, they can get it help, and maybe they can get it to the wild card.
Well, speaking of the future, Chris Johnson takes the hill tonight for the Twins. What have you thought of him so far through his first 2 starts, and do you think we'll see Alex Meyer at Target Field before September 1st this season?
I think they should call in and next month and see what happens, because this is the only way that you can go find out if they can be settled for the next year ready. See, they have a good experience for this year before the season is over. I think that he can be a quality guy, so he can go get somebody out and pay a lot of money like I've been dealing with other guys. And here they never did nothing. It's better to bring somebody out and give it some couple of appearances. It's not give it 2 stars. It is give it like at least 9 to 8 stars before the season is over and see what he can do or what he expects to go do in the next year. A little more experience.
So what are the plans for you this week? I know a couple weeks ago you were off in Detroit for the anniversary of the '84 World Series team, and you had the All-Star game this past week. Are you going to go out to the park at all this week? Or are you going to kind of take the week off and just sit back and relax?
No, and I think I go be in the games on Florida on Wednesdays, and I have to go to Detroit games and then end of this month and do something for this guy in there. And it's kind of keeping me busy, but it's nice to do something. After that, I think I go each other out for a little bit, watch it a lot in the game and the TV right now.
Yeah. All right, well, enjoy, and we'll talk to you next Monday, Juan.
Okay, enjoy it, and see you on Monday.
All right, take care.
Okay, bye.
That's all the time we have for the first Twins talk of the second half. Once again, remember to email the Berenguer Word of the Week spoiler to seniorsmoke@hbci.com for your chance at the set of 4 tickets behind the dish for the Twins and Royals on Sunday, August 17th. Thanks to Fox Sports North. Thanks for listening to Twins Talk with Senor Smoke, brought to you by Gordie's BP, auto repair and towing 7 days a week on Huff Street in Winona. For Juan Berenguer, I'm Landon Evanson, and we'll be back next Monday.